So I want to share a video because men and women both are victims, but I feel like when men are victims, nobody gives a fuck. And I seen a video of a woman saying that, name one allegation that ruined a man's life. Let me show you this video, you guys, because I'm not gonna lie, you guys already know this. I'm so emotional right now and I'm watching it and it made me cry. I hate seeing people's whole life ruined over somebody lying, bro. Like, one thing I cannot stand is a woman who makes shit up and then the fact that people believe it with no proof. Oh my god, bro. Watch.
Sexual assault allegations ruin a man's life. Name one. Name one man whose life has been ruined by sexual assault allegation.
Suddenly I was guilty until proven innocent.
They slandered my name. They fired my coach. And I felt like all that was on me.
I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent.
This morning, a rising Hollywood star facing allegations of domestic violence.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? She asked another, in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money.
I'm sure we're taller, another dimension. You say we're small and not worth the mention. You're tired of moving, your body's aching. We could vacate, there's places to go. Clearly, this isn't all that there is. Can't take what's been given, but we're so okay here. We're doing fine.
Do you know what makes me so sad? The fact that somebody could defame you, make up stuff, and they don't even research this shit enough. That's somebody's life. Could you imagine a man, playing football his whole life, becoming who he is, becoming a star, going through college, getting drafted, and then having one person say something about them and it's all tarnished and everybody believe her and believe all women. I'm sorry, y'all, but they need to work on literally working through evidence, taking their time with stuff like that, and not just jumping the gun. I understand when they're athletes, they need to take that stuff serious because there are times where there are athletes who do that stuff. But again, you know what sucks? They're loud about everything when it comes to this stuff. But why aren't they loud when they have to apologize? Why aren't these women locked the fuck up? Do you know how bad that is to say that somebody raped you and then have a whole sob story and then cry? Amber Heard said Johnny Depp stuck a fucking bottle in her private parts with no evidence. A bottle of... Do you understand how absurd that sounds? And they believed her. She also said that, oh my God, the dog pooped on the bed and then it's her poop. And everybody believed her because she shed tears and cried. And like I said, people will believe everything that a woman says, but when a man's crying, when a man's on his own, nobody believes him. And like I said, I wish the same way they make it so big, they're in the tabloids, TMZ, they're on all these type of things. Why when a man is innocent, they don't do the same thing? You guys will fucking parade when it's a man's downfall, but you won't parade and praise him for actually being a good person. Could you imagine what it feels like for the whole world to turn against you, Jonathan Majors? You know what was so sad, y'all? I recently watched Magazine Dreams, and you guys probably watching me on live. My ass was crying, bro, the whole time. That movie bothered me. It was so good. It was phenomenal, and I really like him as an actor. Please, you guys, do your research before you listen to dumbass people when it comes to somebody else's life, because we all are humans at the end of the day. Nobody's perfect, but again, I don't support people who abuse women, abuse men, rapists and all that. You guys already know this. I don't support that from any gender. It's absolutely disgusting. But man, to get your whole livelihood taken away. Yeah, Kitty, she's sad too. To get your whole livelihood taken away from you, and then nobody comes back and makes a big thing about it or a big rally about it to praise you for not doing that stuff and for being a good person, that's sad. I don't think anybody will ever know what that feels like to have the whole world turned against you. But I just want you to know, men, I stand with you. White men, black men, Hispanic men, Polynesian men, Filipino men, Habibis, whatever you are, native, all that stuff, I stand with you. I really feel like there's a lot of good men in this world and it's getting tarnished by all the crappy ones. But stuff like this really bothers me because like I said, if you watch Johnny Depp's trial, that made me real sad. He didn't even look at her the entire time. And I think a lot of people will see it like, oh, he's a strong guy, this and that. But you don't think deep down inside that shit hurts to see somebody you actually loved and fell in love with. And he's not innocent, y'all. He was doing blow. He went back and forth with her and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's fully innocent, but again, reactive abuse. You're with somebody like that long enough that makes you look and feel crazy. I feel like eventually you're going to mimic certain behaviors. But there was all this proof shown. And again, you don't see people praising that. But again, this is my opinion. If you don't stand with this, by all means. But I think this stuff is sad. And I wish that a lot of these men would get a second chance, because once they get kicked off the team, just like he said, they fired my coach. A lot of these people don't get their what do you call it back? They don't get to be football players again. They don't get to be put on things again. That's the sad part. You tarnish somebody's name and defame them, and it's done for them. That's sad. Working hard for that, just for a woman to tarnish your name. And then that woman doesn't get any punishment. And then we wonder why women keep falsely accusing men. We wonder why Shannon Sharp situations keep happening. I'm not defending Shannon Sharp because he's a weirdo for talking to little ass kids. But again, there are women who go out of their way to bait you. That shit was so staged, and he should have known that girl was a money grubber from the jump. But hey, please men, be careful with the women you deal with, because toxic women can be vile, manipulative, and play that card. And especially if you're a man in the limelight, I don't understand why y'all don't get this sometimes. Be careful with who you talk to, who you give your time to. These women sometimes, man, they'll see dollar signs and go, yup, let me try to get an allegation out of him. Let me try to go and do this, because they know they're going to win. And that's the sad part too. I highly suggest every man, when you become famous, or even in general, do what I do, y'all. I have cameras and surveillance all in my house, and then I have cameras hidden. So if anybody wanted to be like, oh, this and this happened, I'll always have proof. If I have to use my firearm and somebody comes in here, I'll always have proof. Please, I would recommend you do that. And you can also get a whole camera security system on Amazon for less than $200. So please, I would highly suggest investing in that and investing your time into a better woman. Especially women who are going to put you down and belittle you and make you what? Be the bad guy, and look at your whole life is ruined off of one thing a woman says. This is the reason why, for me, I don't care if people don't like me. I don't care if I'm evil, masculine, whatever. I'm not going to support and ride for all women when I know how some women are. I know that women lie. I've seen women cry and pretend. I've seen women go, oh my gosh, yes, babe, this and that. And then they get off the phone and they're fine. I've seen the worst from women. Men are also bad, some men too, but we're talking about women. I've seen the most vilest things from women. That's why I always have to go, I don't believe it. Let me do my research. And I don't give a fuck if that sounds wrong, because I would want somebody to do the same thing to me. Anybody. You can't just go believing people no more, because all people do now is make up shit. So guys, believe what you want, but I would suggest you do your research, especially when it comes to men, especially when it comes to women as well too. People lie on people, and it's sad. If you had something happen to you, where's the proof? And yes, I have to see it. The brick lady situation, she ended up lying. There's a lot of women who do that, and look at all these guys right here. So don't sit here and say that there's not women who falsely accuse men, because here's proof.